hold on to happiness. Generate it. What you speak is what you create. What you speak is what it becomes. Start speaking good things into this year. Be the MJ in somebody else's life. Be the Janet in somebody else's life. Cheers to a new day. Welcome to this Turning Point Enlightenment Group. Today's topic or title is very exciting. But before we do that, let me ask you, how was your month? Did you live intentionally? Was it an intentional month? Starting a new year? Let's go through it. Let's do a quick reflection on last month. This is who we are. We come here and usually it's the week that we assess to see whether we have accumulated any toxin thoughts or behavior, and we dump it all here, right here in my kitchen, and then we move on with insights, to live the life or the week. How did you live last month? Let's do a quick reflection, because that is the only way we can grow. That is the only way we can move to the next level of success, or the best version of ourselves, is to recognize a behavior and know that if this behavior continues, it's either going to serve me well or it be a disservice to me. So let's reflect on next month before we get into self-love. And so we're starting with ourselves. And so how do we love ourselves? We're going to get there. And so today, we have two things. Let's reflect on the month, and then also look at ourselves and see whether we are loving ourselves with compassion. It is only when you've loved yourself well that you can flow into, that love can flow into others. You cannot just not love you and then don't get me started on that. So ask yourself, let's ask you, how was your month last month? Yes, so let's break it down. We're not going to rush through today. Let's break it down. In your spiritual life, because we are spirit, soul, and body, right? With our spirit flow into our soul if we let it. And then our body reacts into all the actions and everything else. So in your spiritual month, or your spiritual life, the month of January, what needle did you move? Or what movement or what action did you take to get you closer to your God? Question number one. Not just going to church every day doesn't get you closer to God. Sorry, newsflash. I'm so sorry. Pastors on here, I'm sorry to say it, but it's the truth. Your personal relationship with God in January was how? Were you able to worship more? Were you able to, pray more? Were you able to read your scriptures? Like you said, you're going to start reading. Oh, I'm going to read the Bible this year. How were you able to get closer? Was there a needle movement towards your goal that you were going to get closer to God? If you didn't, don't get too hard on yourself. We are in a new month. Move that forward. It's called carry forward, but make sure that you're acting on it. What was your life like spiritually? Maybe you attended church more and you listened to the pastor more, and in so doing, it got you closer to God. Put it down in your journal. By the way, do you have one? If not, it's not too late. Go get you one. It can be simple exercise book, and call it your personal journal for 2023. Simple exercise book, personal journal for 2023. Go get you one. Health. I have had some health challenges this year, but let me ask you, what did you say you would do to make you healthier in 2023? Did you start in January? How was it? How was the walk? How was the cinnamon drink? How was it? How was the hot water with cinnamon and lemon and all of that? How was it? Did it make any difference in you? How was not eating bread anymore? I've tried, taking bread out of my diet severally, and it's not working, so I have given up. See, I have realized that Bread was created, I was created with bread by my side. So I can't do it. I can't do it, especially with the beautiful ones that we're saying now, beautiful bread. Yes, that's how I describe my bread. And warming it up in the microwave and putting slight butter on it. Feels good. How was it? I gave up. So I'm not, bread is still part of my diet. How about you? What did you want to take out of your diet that you still have that in there? What have you done? What have you stopped spending to save, to generate, to give you that revenue that you're looking for, the revenue that you're saving for a vacation or want to get something? What is it how did you get that, taken care of in January? We're going to do this every time, every month. So you're not going to get away from it, with it and say, oh, well, if you didn't do any of that, and on and on and on. I don't have your goals, so I don't know what you set for yourself, your family, your children. Do you spend more time with them? Your career, is this something that you're studying to make you a better person? The month ended, when in a new month. So my question to you, were you able to achieve those goals that you set for yourself? Baby steps is what makes a very big, or quantum leap. Baby steps attributes or contributes towards quantum leap. So you can't just get up and say, I've leaped over. You need to take those steps. Those needle movements get you closer to your goal than just sitting there and saying, oh, I don't have it in me to do it. You generate your own momentum and happiness. So be you. So I said, were you intentional in your daily activities? Were you present in yourself? Were you present in yourself? Did you know that it was you that were talking? Or you get snapped into talking and you forget that this is you talking. One day I'll talk about presence. Sometimes people don't get it. So I wake up every day, I'm present. No, are you present? It's your mind aligned with your actions, aligned with your soul, and your behavior and your results are all aligned. Are you aligned? Were you aligned in January, my friend? How kind were you in your interaction with people? Just a general reflection. How kind were you in your interaction with people? Were you kind? Were you kind towards people? Were your words that you used for yourself in January kind, or you were hard on you? Today we're going to talk about self-love. You can love somebody better if you love yourself more. You can only love somebody better if you love yourself more. I hope you were taking notes to write down the questions that I ask you, and answer these questions for yourself. If you like to, bring it back here in the chat for somebody else to learn from you, you're welcome to do that. You're welcome to do that. But we live a life with intention and presence and balance and purpose. We live a life with purpose. What is the objective in mind? What is the target that you're trying to hit? You can't just go through life, just waking up every day and doing routine stuff and not paying attention. You need to pay attention to self to be able to achieve your goals or greater works. To be best version of yourself, you need to pay attention. Pay attention. If you don't take anything else from here today, I'm saying to you, pay attention to you. Pay attention to you. I'm being careful more. I'm paying more attention to myself. You know why? I've realized that people are reckless and careless in their health and everything else. You're on a plane. I travel quite a bit, and it's always somebody coughing in the air. I'm like, just my granddaughter told me last time, I was in film going. She wasn't also feeling. So when I cough, he goes, you cough like me, boo boo. Like, is this fun? And then he's like, so one time the cough was just coming and I just like this, just to protect her from it. And he goes, boo boo, don't cough in your hand. cough on your sleeve so that you don't catch germs. I'm like, who is this? Whose daughter is this? Let me put it that way. Whose daughter is this? He goes, my 4-year-old told me, boo boo. So I was trying to shield them from the cough. And I was like, he goes, boo boo, don't cough in your hand. Cough on your sleeve so you don't catch germs. I said, yes, I hear. So I have said to myself, for my health, I said to myself, I'm going to get back in the mask on the plane. I don't care how I'm looked at, because I realized that I caught all these things, and bringing it home to, my dear one, and it's not good. So I said to myself, health-wise, on the plane, as I'm traveling tomorrow, right, I'm gonna mask up. I just ordered a whole bunch, and just be well and be well. So this is, our reflections for from January. A reflection. How many of you feel like it's needed? It's needed because it's very important. Again, I said you have to see the behavior to stop doing it. You have to see the behavior to stop doing it. So notice and pay attention to the things that needs work in you. I said you have to see the behavior to stop doing it. So notice or pay attention to the things that needs work in you and work on them every day to be able to be empowered to live the best version of you. Notice the behavior, the attitude, the habits that is really in you that is not helping you, is doing you a disservice. And start working on it. When you work on those ones, 1, 2, 3 behavior that is not good, pick on those and start working that out. You have to notice it to work on it. And when you do that, it empowers you to live the best version of you. It empowers you to live the best version of you. Make sure that you're writing these down to work on that. So now we are into the next topic, and I have what I said: reclaiming self-love is not selfishness. Reclaiming self-love is not selfishness. Let me ask you a question. Today's all questions, so are you overextending yourself to get approval of others or someone? Are you overextending yourself? Are you on somebody else's agenda so that you can be approved, so that you can be, loved or liked in a group, friendship? Like for students, I know students watches me a lot. So let me ask you, are you in a bad group of friends just for approval? And at the end of every breakout or break sessions or whatever you guys go doing, you call yourself in your bed crying that, a behavior that was exhibited there was not aligned with you, but you want to belong. So you're just giving in to be on somebody else's agenda? It's a question. Self-love doesn't approve of that. If you're loving yourself, you will not let somebody else dictate a behavior to you, or an attitude, or a habit. And this goes to all adults. Sometimes we are in some group of friends or relationship, and we feel that if we give ourselves more, if we do things that the person or the people are asking us to do more, then we would be loved. So here you are, just, how do I say it? Disliking you, not paying attention to you, and giving yourself to people to be used, meaning that extending yourself, leaning into somebody else's agenda in a way that is just, it's for people to approve of you, that, oh, as for this person, she's good. Whatever we ask her to do, she does it, and she's doing this and that. And every night your soul is crying within, because that is not who you were created to be. Snap out of it. Snap out of it in February, the month of love, and start loving yourself. And it says that and this is not even my words. This is what it's saying. In dictionary describes self-love. So it's reclaiming self-love is not selfishness. Proper regard for and attention to one's own happiness and well-being. That's the definition of self-love. Listen to it. Proper regards for and paying attention to your well-being is loving you. So we need to reclaim it. We need to restore it. If you have been loving others more than you, the Bible even says, like thy neighbor like yourself. Is that what it says? Meaning that God even said that love you. The way you love yourself, the compassion, it's the way if you love yourself with compassion, that is the only way you can return compassion to somebody else. Somebody would say that, oh, this person doesn't have compassion at all. Anybody who would say that about anybody means that the person is not loving themselves. You're not loving yourself. If you love yourself, you give yourself that compassion. You will not be on somebody else's agenda. You will not lean into somebody else's plan. You will look at you and ask yourself, is this thing that I'm about to do, is this thing that I'm contributing to do, is this thing that I'm involved in, does this help me? Does this make me content with myself? Ask yourself first. I'm going to be talking more about love and relationship this month, but we're starting with us, restoring our first love or self-love, or reclaiming our self-love, or renewing our self-love, depending on where you are in the equation, and you take it. I'm asking that question again. Are you overextending yourself to get an approval from somebody, a society, a friend, a group? If you're doing that, you're not loving self. If you're doing that, I'll guarantee you 99.9% that you're going home every day, or you're returning to your bed every day sad. Sad because you know that you're not operating within your unique self. You're not operating within your unique self. You were uniquely made by God. I know that sometimes we say be you, but then there are certain behavior and personality that you picked on yourself. That is not what we are validating. When I say be you and you yourself, you were preciously or beautifully made by God, I'm talking about your true you, without that personality that you've put on yourself, without that, attitude that you've put on yourself to get approval of somebody. I'm talking about leaning into you. Lean into you to find the true you and bring that back to surface. Meaning that there is something within you that makes you unique, but it's been buried by people's agenda, personalities that you've picked and accumulated along the way, behaviors and attitude that is not validated and aligned with godly principles. So all those things, we all have one or two. If you shake those off and you snap out of that and lean into yourself, you will bring back the uniqueness of you and stop being on somebody else's agenda. That is where you generate happiness that lasts. That is where you generate happiness that lasts, because you will not leak if you restore your self-love. You will not leak because you'll be content, self-satisfied with what you do, that you will not move into doing other things. So reclaiming self is not selfishness. It is leaning into yourself to bring back the fullness of you. To bring back the fullness of you. That's not selfishness. Somebody tells you that, oh, you're so selfish. Let that person define that selfishness to you. It's like, it's about time that we stop taking words, harsh words from people and brushing it off, because it gets into your reticular activation system. Your RAS would pick it up. And before you know it, you are bringing it back into you to say, oh, I guess I'm selfish, so I have to be on somebody else's agenda. No, 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 no. It's about time that you start looking at you and paying attention to yourself, bringing balance, bringing, and presence, and bringing intention to be able to live a life on a daily basis that is fulfillment, right? That is, self-fulfillment, making sure that every day that you wake up, you are present within you and put you on your agenda, put you, the whole you, the fullness of you on your agenda, and make a list of the things that are non-negotiables for you. Non-negotiables. And to be able to do that, you need to know what your value is. Your value. You are so valuable. So what is your value? What are your guiding principles? What boundaries have you set? Certain boundaries is not erecting walls and not talking to people. It's a bridge to peace. It's a bridge to your happiness. It's a bridge to your sound mind. It's a bridge to your self-love. So what have you set for yourself in February? Because at the end of February, I'm going to come here and ask you those same questions that I just asked you. And I said, relationship and self-esteem. Deactivate yourself from that toxin relationship. Deactivate yourself from that toxin society. Deactivate yourself from that toxin friendship. If you are in a friendship relationship and every day you are on that person's agenda and all you have to do is keep pleasing and pleasing and pleasing and pleasing and doing everything out of you to make sure that person is okay, it's a toxin. Take it from MJ. Taken from Mama Jane or Janet, in how you call me, it's a toxin relationship. Sooner or later, it'll come get you. It'll bite you in your back. Nix it. Nix it. I wish I had a scissors. Nix that relationship, that toxin. It's poisoning your body. That toxin society that you're in, that you have to be on the agenda. Oh, I need to do this to belong. Oh, I need to say this to belong. Oh, I need to act like this to belong. Acting, saying, doing, that is not aligned with your purpose. That is not aligned with who you are. It's poisoning your body and it's going to get you on the wrong path of life. So it's going to get you backwards on life. Make sure that you're not on anybody's agenda. So I said, find peace, balance, and purpose. Stress, pressure, and unhappiness is not your portion. Anytime that you are on somebody else's agenda, and I'm closing. So all I'm saying is that unhappiness, bitterness, pressure. Is somebody giving you pressure to act certain ways? Is somebody giving you pressure to be in certain society? Is somebody giving you pressure that you have to belong? If you have to belong here, you need to dress this way. You need to act that way. You need to be that way. Check within you, lean within yourself and ask yourself, does this align with my principles? And if it's not, nix it. Cut it out of your life. Because it's poisoning your body. And very soon, that poison, it's going to just be out of your words and your actions and your deed. And so people are going to look at you and say, what changed? This is not the person we know. This is not the personality that we're used to. If that is because you have removed yourself from certain toxic relationship, that is a win. But if you are behaving based on somebody else's agenda and your words are negative, your actions are negative, your results are not yielding you to be the better version of yourself, then you need to nix that. You need to remove yourself from that relationship, align yourself with the right people. And that is what I always say, that purge the people around you and ensure that these are people who understand my dreams. These are people who understand where I'm going. These are people who will cheer me on even when I'm down. These are people who accept my mistakes as a learning curve for me to move into the next level. If you don't have those kind of people around you, and you have the ones that are going to, the bickerings and the pinpointing, criticizing you and everything, fire your critics. Fire your critics. Cut yourself out and love yourself. Loving thyself is not selfishness. Loving thyself is ensuring that you are giving yourself compassion and ensuring that you're paying attention to you, and ensuring that you own your own happiness. And lastly, making sure that you are your own best friend. You are your own best friend. I made that mistake once. I'm telling you from experience that, when you live on people's agenda, you're giving without thinking. You're doing things just because you want to let the other people happy before you even look at yourself. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Self-love, my friends. Bring love within you. Lean within yourself and ensure that you are your own best friend. Is the only way you can flow that love onto others without being hurt, without being broken, without being, all of that. Love thyself first before you can flow that love onto others. Okay, I said, shed the unwanted behaviors and attitude and let your true self shine through. That's a good one. I said, shed the unwanted behaviors and attitude and let the true self, your true you, shine through. I hope you learned from this. I hope you took a lot of nuggets from this. This is the Turning Point Enlightenment, friends. Thank you for tuning in. I know that sometimes you're busy doing other things and you take time to watch. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for bringing me to your home every day. I want to say thank you for tuning in to me and listening to this enlightenment. I love you so much. I want you to live well in this month. I want you to be well in this month. May your heart swell with joy. May your heart be at peace with everybody. If you start loving you, you will be your own best friend. And whatever you define best friend to be, and the best friends you have in your life, all the things that you're doing for, look at you, take an inventory and ask yourself whether you're doing these things for you. If not, stop loving you. Live healthy, live well, be marinated in joy and kindness. Let your mouth, the words that comes out of your mouth, be seasoned with love. We will be here again, same time next week. Bye-bye.